Hey art friends, so today what we're going to be doing is we are going to learn how to create some three-dimensional lines. That means lines that pop up out of the papers. All you're going to need are some scissors, some glue or tape, you're going to need some paper, and you're going to need some stuff to color with. Okay, whether that is crayons or markers or whatever you have, okay? Just have fun with it. You're going to need 2 pieces of paper though. And we're going to talk about form. So form is when a flat two-dimensional object becomes three-dimensional. Now sometimes that means it stays flat on the paper, but sometimes it means it actually becomes 3D and comes out of the structure. So you'll see a lot of sculptures with this, and you'll also see drawings that look 3D, that look real. So go ahead and get your supplies ready and let's get started.
Alright friends, so what we're going to do is I am going to show you guys how to create your lines and make them 3D, which means they come up out at you. Now, when we're doing this, you guys are going to need a few items. You're going to need some paper. You're going to need 2 things of paper. You're going to need some scissors, and you're going to need a glue stick, and you're going to need some colors, something to color with, whether that is colored pencils or crayons, that is up to you. But I'm going to teach you guys how to make your lines pop out from the paper, making them 3D. Alright, so let's get started. Now what we're going to do is you guys are going to have 2 papers. One we're going to color, one you are going to have as the platform. So the platform is the space in which our lines are sitting on. Okay, this green paper right here is our platform. So let's put this one to the side for a minute. And now what you're going to do is you're going to pick your colors, whatever colors you want, and you are going to color neatly. Okay, so you're going to color the whole space going up and down the whole way. And I want you guys to change your colors, and I want you to do a good job filling up all those spaces. Get those white spaces, fill it all the way up. Now if you want to change your colors, okay, so say you're all done with this color, go ahead and change. Get a new color. So let's say this one. And again, continuing with that same pattern, coloring up and down until you fill the whole paper. Alright, done with that one. Now with form is a beautiful thing that we use in art. It's when we make something look 3D. Now sometimes form actually is 3D, and sometimes form is flat on our paper. It just looks 3D, which is pretty cool to be able to get that done. But today we are making our stuff really 3D, really popping up out of the paper. Okay, so now we've done one side. Now you can choose just to color one side, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip my paper over and I'm going to color the other side as well. And I might do the same colors. I might change up the pattern in which my colors are. Filling up my whole paper with my colors. And it might take you a little bit longer using whatever it is that you have. Okay, so don't be upset if yours doesn't look like mine. I don't want it to look like mine, honestly. I want it really to look different than mine. Up and down, up and down. Alright, ooh, I don't remember which color was that. Okay. Alright. Fill out everything. Alright. Now, what you're going to do is you are going to put that one to the side. And let's make a really beautiful design on this for our colors to sit, our lines to sit. Again, you can choose any color you'd like. You can choose just to do something really simple, going around the edge. You don't have to have it look like mine. You don't have to have it look like mine. It can look like yours, alright? And you can throw in a couple different colors here and there. If I'm going too fast for you, remember, you can pause this video and catch up as you need to. and you can color each little part in. Alright, so I'm going to do a little bit of that. So my design, it can be zigzags, it can be curly lines, it could be straight lines, it could be spirals. Most important though is I want it to look like yours. I want it to look like yours. Alright, now you can get really into that. Well, I'm going to set this to the side now. And what you are going to do is you're going to get your scissors. Okay, I'm all done with my colors. I'm going to put all those guys away and set them over there. I am going to need that, but I'm just going to set it to the side now. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut carefully my paper into these long strips of paper like this, okay? So I'm going to cut my paper going straight up and down like so, and I'm going to start to make a little pile of each of my lines. Alright, making my little pile. Until I fill up this whole thing. I'm cutting up all of this paper, so don't be upset. We're going to transform this into something amazing. We're going to be looking at this as a little amusement park. So the more options you have, the more lines you have, the better. Alright, and there's my last line. Going straight up. Alright, now I've got this pile of wonderful little lines here. Slide those right there. Now, let's get our platform. So to make our lines stick to this, we can't just put glue on the very tip of that. It does not work that way. So we have to learn how to give our lines little feet. Okay? Let's learn how to do that. Pick up your first line, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to bend it. Okay? So look how I'm bending it. I take it and I bend it. Now you see that little curve right there? Squish it. Now when I let go, I have a little foot right there. Now let's do the same thing to the other side. So I'm going to take it, I'm going to bend it. And you see that little curve? I'm going to squish it. Alright. Now I can take my little feet, do you see these little feet? And they can walk all over the place. So what you're going to do now is you're going to get your glue. Now if you don't have glue, tape can work just as well, and I'll demonstrate that as well. Or staples, but I won't demonstrate that one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my glue, I'm going to put my glue just on the bottom of my foot, right there, and I'm going to squish it down. Now, I'm going to put the glue on the bottom of this foot, and I'm going to squish it down, like so. And I have to press for a second. Okay, if my glue isn't very sticky, then you have to press down. So now look how my line pops out of the paper, because I gave it these little feet, and I squished it down. I'm going to demonstrate how to use tape on this, and then I'll show you guys how to do a zigzag. So again, I need to make a little foot, so I'm going to bend it, squish it, let go. Now let's do the same foot to the other side. So I'm going to bend it, squish it, and then let it go. Now I've got my little feet, they're ready to walk around. So if I'm using tape, now depending on what kind of tape you have, yours might be the rolled tape like this, it might be clear tape, that all works. You just need little pieces. So this is too big for one piece. So I'm going to tear this in half. So now I got a little piece right there, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to take that tape, I'm going to put it to the top of my foot like this. Okay, so that's the top of my foot. I'm going to press it down. Okay, so now my tape is pushing on my foot down, holding it down. I'm going to take this piece of tape, I'm going to stick it on the top of this foot. Alright, and then I press it down. Now, So depending on how you used it, you can use tape, pushing down the feet, or glue on the bottom of the feet, holding it up. Now let's do a zigzag. So I'm going to take this, and a zigzag, really similar to how we do feet. We're going to bend it forward, squish it. Now I'm going to bend it backwards, squish it. Forward, squish, backwards, squish. Forward, squish, backwards, squish. Forward, squish, backwards, squish. Forward, squish, backwards, squish, forward, squish, and then our last one, backwards and squish. Now, I've got this little piece of paper here. When I let go, you can see that I've got all of this. So the pattern is just to go forward and backwards, forwards and backwards. I'm going to take my glue, put it on the bottom of this foot right here, stick it down, and then I'm going to put glue on the bottom of this foot, and then I can squish that down. Now I've got a zigzag that sticks up off of this. If you guys would like to, you can add all sorts of lines that go from one line to the other. It's paper, it's pretty light, so depending on what you want to make. So say if you want to make some stairs that lead up to one of these, I can make another zigzag by going forward and backwards and squishing my edge every single time, going forwards and backwards. And after I do that for a second, I'm going to have some stairs. So this is a good way to add some stairs that go up to this. And all I have to do, so you see how my line is going from there to there? I'm going to put the glue on the bottom of my foot, and I'm going to attach it to my line up here. Now I'm going to put some glue on the bottom of this foot. Careful not to pull too hard. Don't pull too hard. And then I'm going to press it to the paper. And now, when I lift this up, you can see that you've got some stairs, some squishes there, so that you could walk right on up to your line. Now if you want to do like a loop-de-loop or something like that, I'm going to make my foot there, my foot on this side. Now bear with me. I have to turn this around like this. So you see how I kind of spun that? So I took my foot, I went over like that. And now, when I'm doing this, I'm going to have to be careful to not let go, because when I let go, it's just going to pop back up. So let's put some glue on my foot right here, on the bottom of my foot. I'm going to squish it down. Now I'm going to go around, I'm looping it around, putting the glue on the bottom of my foot again. Now don't let it unwind, don't let it untwist. You want to keep that twist in there. And then I'm going to press it down wherever I want it to go. Now let's see so you see how that kind of twisted up in there? Let's go over here on this side. So now you guys can create your own amusement park. How creative can you get with these lines? You've got a whole bunch of them. I want to see what you can create with that, okay? So have fun creating, my friends. Really just enjoy this. Think creatively. Enjoy making art today.